Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name is Arielle and I make videos all about motherhood and lifestyle. So if you enjoy watching that kind of content, I would absolutely love for you to be a part of my YouTube family. So please hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified every week that I upload new content. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about tips for first-time moms. I want to share with you guys tips that I wish I would have known, mistakes that I made, and advice that I got from other experienced moms that really helped me out when it came to bringing home my newborn. So I'm going to make this into a two-part series because I just have so much to tell you guys and I don't want to make this like a long drawn-out video. So stay tuned for the second series, but let's just jump right into tip number one. Okay, so my very first tip is to not buy everything off of your baby registry right away. And I know that this is so tempting because as a first-time mom, you just think that you need everything, and trust me, you don't. So I made this mistake, and after my baby shower, the things that I didn't get, I just went on Amazon and I bought everything. And it was such a big mistake. Half of the stuff we didn't need, we didn't use. It was a huge waste of money. I wish I would have waited until I got home with my newborn, kind of had a routine, figured out what things we already had that worked and which things that didn't work, and then kind of slowly chip away at things that I needed to buy off the baby registry. And keep in mind too, if your baby registry is on Amazon, half of the stuff is going to get to you in 2 days. So it's not like that dire that you need it right away. As long as you have the essentials, the rest of it can wait. Tip number 2 is to accept hand-me-downs. If somebody that just had a baby offers you something, just take it. Trust me. I was so lucky and blessed to have a ton of people that gave me their hand-me-down baby stuff, and I'm so thankful they did because some of the things were really expensive if I was to buy them brand new, and my baby hated them. And those items were things that I had on my registry and I just took off because I got, them gifted to me. And it just made me think about all of the money that I would have wasted buying these expensive items, and he would have never even used them. So taking hand-me-downs is so nice because it really just gives you the opportunity to try out a bunch of different products and see if your baby likes them or doesn't, and then you're not wasting the money. So if someone offers you something, just say yes. Worst case scenario, you can just give it back to them or give it to somebody else who's about to have a baby. And I apologize if you can hear a bunch of rattling and bouncing in the background of this video. My little guy is in his bouncer and he's just like going to town, so I apologize. Tip number 3, which kind of goes hand in hand with tip number 1 and 2, is you do not need to buy the most popular products or like the most in products. I can't stress this one enough. Some of the items that I purchased were just because they were the most expensive and everyone was like, this is a must-have, like you have to get it, you can't live without it, are the products that I never even touched. And then the ones that were way cheaper are the ones that we use all the time. So just don't get sucked into that because it is the most popular item that you need it. Yeah, I just can't stress that to you enough. Tip number 4 is to download an app called Baby Time. I have talked about this app in probably like 3 of my videos, but I just can't stress it enough how much you need this app. As a first-time mom, I had no idea that the doctors were going to have us keep track of wet diapers, dirty diapers, what side you breastfed on last, for how many minutes, medications. I mean, literally the list goes on and on and on, and you are so tired. You can't keep it all like in order. This app was such a lifesaver. It's for free, and I'll insert a picture of what the app logo looks like so that you know what to look for. But you can keep track of everything in that app, and you can have your partner download the app on their phone as well, and they sync up, which is great. So like if you're changing a diaper, you can be like, hey, put this in the app, and you'll both have it on your phone. And then when you go to the doctors, which you're gonna have a lot of doctor's appointments after your birth, like in the next couple weeks, you can take out your phone and you can literally just scroll through and show them everything. It is an absolute lifesaver. I'm so thankful that I came across that app as a first-time mom. Tip number 5 is to meal prep. So the last like 3 months of my pregnancy, I got an Instant Pot, which I'm so thankful that I did. And I just started going on YouTube and like binge watching like dump and go freezer Instant Pot meals, or just freezer meals or casseroles or anything that I could pre-make and put in the freezer. And you guys, it was such a lifesaver. We didn't have to think about a meal for like the first 2 months of us coming home. It was so awesome just to have like, I'm not kidding, I think I had like 30 dinners prepped in our outside freezer. And we just would get one, and one freezer meal would like last us a couple days because they're pretty big, like bulky meals. And it was just so nice not to have to worry about what to eat, and the fact that I wanted to make sure that we were actually eating healthy, good meals because we were sleep deprived. Like I was breastfeeding and I needed to make sure that I was eating good. Just to not have to worry any about that was so nice. So I highly recommend like YouTubing like Six Sisters stuff. Like they have really great Instant Pot meals and casseroles on their website or on their YouTube channel. Just gather a bunch of recipes and slowly chip away at making them in the last couple months of your pregnancy, and just put them in the freezer. And or better yet, like make a meal but just double it, and then have one that night and then freeze one for when you come back home with your baby and you just have a meal out in the freezer. I really can't stress enough how important meal prepping is. It's gonna save your life, I promise. Tip number 6 is to pack your own swaddle in your hospital bag before you go in for delivery. Okay, this one, I will never make this mistake again. I just brought a bunch of the cute like blanket swaddles, like the old traditional ones, with us to the hospital, and he just kept getting out of them, and we would have gotten so much more sleep had I brought like our Halo sleep sack or our Love to Dream swaddle, one that either zips or Velcros, because they're so much more secure and they take half of the amount of time. When you're at the hospital and you're up every hour with your newborn and you are having to undo that huge blanket, and then like just trust me, like they don't take up a lot of space. Just bring it with you. If you don't use it, great, but chances are you will probably use it and then you'll thank me for it. So just bring one of your own swaddles that's not a traditional blanket one in case you need it, because you will. Tip number 7 is to learn the magic baby hold. Oh my gosh, I am going to insert a video of me showing you how to do the magic hold. But pretty much I saw this on another YouTuber's video when I was pregnant, and it was such a lifesaver. Anytime our baby was fussy, we would do this magic hold, and truly it's magical. All you do is turn your baby sideways so that you're stomach to stomach. You're gonna take one of their hands and place it underneath your armpit so that their head is kind of resting in your elbow. And then you're going to put a binky in their mouth if you choose to, or if they prefer it. And then you're gonna take your other hand and put it between their back legs and just cradle them. Honestly, it helps any fussy baby just stop. So the first couple times you do it, it does feel a little awkward, but learn the magic baby hold. It will save your life. Tip number 8 is to have stations set up around your house for the baby to eat, sleep, and go to the bathroom. And what I mean by this is, like, for instance, in our bedroom, I had a little caddy set up for diaper changes, but I also had one in our living room and in his nursery. And then for feedings, I was breastfeeding, so I had like a station for where all my breastfeeding stuff was. But I also had a station out in our kitchen of where, like, I had a dedicated spot for washing the bottles, for sterilizing the bottles. I have bins for like all of my breastfeeding parts, all of the bottle parts, all of the binkies, things like that. Just have things that are convenient kind of in certain areas of your house that you're going to be doing all the time for the baby, which is pretty much just eating, sleeping, and going to the bathroom for at least the first month. So that is just really nice to have around the house so that you're not having to run around to a bunch of different places. Something else that I want to add on to that tip is to have snacks scattered around the house, healthy snacks, especially if you're breastfeeding. You're just going to be hungry a lot. So I went to IKEA and I just got these little bins that I put one in my bedside like nightstand, and then one where I was breastfeeding, and then one out in the living room. And then I went to Costco and I just bought a bunch of healthy, like, jerky, almonds, dried fruit, like Luna bars, stuff like that. And I just had snacks pretty much everywhere around my house because you want to eat a lot. So that's just another small tip that I have for you, is go buy a bunch of healthy snacks and have them everywhere. And my very last tip that I'm going to do for part 1 of my 2-part series is this. And it's a piece of advice that I got from another mother, and I know it's like so obvious, but for some reason when she said it to me, like, I heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when certain people tell you something, you just hear it better. And it was the best piece of advice I think that I got, and here it is. When your baby is crying, it's their only way to communicate with you. Yes, I know that that's like so obvious, but it really truly helped me out when I was exhausted in the middle of the night and he was crying hysterically and I wanted to cry and break down or like be angry and frustrated. I just kept telling myself over and over and over again that this is his only way of communicating with me. Like, he doesn't know how to talk yet. Like, and it really just, like, saying it out loud really truly helped me get through those times where I just wanted to be super frustrated. So just remember that when your baby is really upset, that they don't know how like another way to tell you what they need except for to cry and be fussy. So just take a deep breath when that happens and say it to yourself out loud, like, this is just temporary, like, this is just the only way that he knows how to communicate. And I guarantee that it will help you in those times where you just want to break down. All right, you guys, so that is it for my part 1 of my tips for first-time moms. Please stay tuned for part number 2. It will be coming very soon, I promise. And if you found this video useful, which I really hope that you did, please drop a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here as a permanent subscriber. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!